If you're a nurse who's been trying to build an online business, but you still feel stuck trying to figure out which one is right for you, you're exactly who I made this video for. You see, I spent 26 years searching for the right online business. Today, I want to share the mistake that kept me from moving forward because I honestly believe it could save you years of frustration. When my first child was born, and gosh, that was 26 years ago, something changed. Before that, I was perfectly happy being a nurse. But after I became a mom, I started wanting something nursing couldn't give me. It wasn't about making more money, at least not at first. It was about having more choices. I wanted to be present more, have more flexibility, and I wanted more control over my time. I just didn't have the words for it back then. So I started paying attention. Anytime I heard someone talking about working from home, owning a business, or making money online, I wanted to know more. I remember thinking to myself, maybe that's what I've been looking for. Then years went by, my son got older, and I had my second child. But that feeling just kept getting stronger. Then life got busy. Nursing was still nursing. I dabbled in a few things here and there, network marketing, affiliate marketing, then eventually coaching. And when I found coaching, things finally started getting a little more clear. I realized it wasn't just another business I wanted. I wanted an online business, something I could build from anywhere, something that wasn't tied to a schedule, something that could eventually give me more freedom and flexibility than nursing ever could. The problem was I had no idea what I was doing. So I did what a lot of us do. I tried piecing it all together on my own. I'd listen to another podcast, download another free guide, watch another YouTube video, trying to learn everything I could without making a big investment. Then, a few years later, I finally hired my first business coach. And I remember thinking, okay, this really has to be what I've been looking for. I can work from home, still be there with my kids, and finally build the life I've been dreaming about. But looking back, there was one mistake I kept making, and it took me years to realize what it was. For almost 10 years, I kept coming back to coaching. I'd go all in for a while, then I'd start feeling burned out. So I'd pull back. A little later, I'd jump back in again. But at the time, I couldn't understand why. I kept thinking, maybe I just hadn't found the right business yet. And oh my goodness, this is exactly what I did for years. Every time I started feeling burned out, I assumed I just needed to try a different business. It never even crossed my mind to stop and ask, is this business actually a good fit for me? Looking back now, I realize I'd been asking the wrong question all along. I kept asking, which online business should I start? But that wasn't the question that finally moved me forward. The question that changed everything was, which online business fits the life I'm trying to build? That may not sound like a huge difference, but for me, it changed my whole life because I finally realized not every online business is built the same. Some businesses need you to be on social media all day. Some depend on paid ads. Some need inventory, and some are very relationship driven. None of those are wrong. They're just not the right fit for everyone. And here's what I wish someone had told me years ago. Stop looking at what everyone else is building. Start paying attention to the kind of life you want to build, because the business should support your life, not the other way around. If this is something you've been wrestling with too, I'd love to invite you to join my free Nurse Second Act Insider list, because every week I share lessons, action steps to take, behind the scenes stories, and the things I'm learning as I build my own online business beyond nursing. My hope is that I can help you avoid some of the mistakes that kept me stuck for so many years. You'll find the link right below this video. But once I started looking for the right fit instead of the next exciting opportunity, everything started to feel different. And that's when I realized something else. If I could go back and sit down with the version of me from 15 years ago, I don't think the first question I'd ask myself would be, what online business should I start? I'd ask something completely different. What do I want my life to look like? Because no one ever asked me that. Not one of my coaches, not a course I'd bought. Nobody ever said, before we talk about business, let's talk about your life. Because I think it would have changed everything. So let me ask you to do something. Forget about the business for just a minute. I want you to close your eyes and picture yourself 5 years from now. Where are you? What does an ordinary Tuesday look like? Are you still working 3 12-hour shifts? Or maybe you're working part-time because you finally have another income stream. Are you traveling? Spending more time with your kids? Are you working from home? Working from your RV? Maybe you're sitting on your back porch with your morning coffee before you ever open your laptop. I want you to really picture it, because once you get clear on the life you're trying to create, choosing the business becomes so much easier. You're no longer chasing what everyone else says is making the most money. You're looking for the business that supports the life you want to live. And for me, that feels like a breath of fresh air. It takes so much of the pressure off, because now you're not trying to squeeze your life around your business. You're building a business around your life. That's the lesson I wish someone had taught me years ago. So if you're in that season where you're trying to figure out what your second chapter could look like, I'd love to invite you to join my free Nurse Second Act Insider List. I'd love to help you choose an online business that fits the life you actually want to live, not just the one everyone else is telling you to build. If that sounds like the kind of guidance you've been looking for, click the link below this video. And before you go, I'd love to know, when you picture your life 5 years from now, what's the first thing you see? Tell me down in the comments. And remember, there are still more chapters left to write. I'll see you in the next video.